three coplanar points, and bam, there's the radius of the Earth.
On the level.
The way I phrase it is a monument to the curvature of the Earth. It really is.
Level.
It really is.
Level.
And bam, there's the radius of the Earth.
In a debate, what is the construct? It's typically two people, and there's an audience, and you debate some opposite sides of some issue, and then there's a winner of the debate. And then everyone walks away reflecting on the winner. So who wins a debate? It's often the person who's charismatic, who's maybe charming, that's related to charisma, of course, who has a good way with words, good vocabulary. And you can have someone who doesn't have any of that, who is speaking objective truths, who could lose a debate. So then what is the point of the debate? If one of these points of view is objectively true, that is something that should not be debated, does not belong in front of an audience getting debated. I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch.
Listen to my words very carefully.
Listen to me very carefully.
Don't debate something that is or is not objectively true.
I have done personal calculations in the military for fuel consumption that only work when we're on a sphere.
If you want to get into it, the Earth isn't quite a sphere. It's a little bleh. Its spin is a little bleh. Stretched it, made it slightly oblate. It's a little bleh.
Yep, it's still a sphere though.
It's round. It's a little okay, now let's see. How do we go about proving that?
Nobody can make water bend. All the curves that way up.
There has to be bendy water. You know, there just has to be.
We have measurements showing what the actual geometry of the bridge is.
It is not curved, you twat.
If anybody wants to check this math, that's the chord.
Well, math is kryptonite to flirfs.
In non-Euclidean geometry, straight lines can curve.
Bam! Water levels give you horizontal.
Those are fighting words.
So people have known that the Earth is spherical for thousands of years. You know, everything else we take a picture of is a sphere.
I didn't need to do any experiments. You know, I just looked at photos.
This is all susceptible to analysis.
But could the Earth be a disk? Could it be flat, but it's actually still shaped like a disk, not like a sphere?
Oh, once happy bauble, twisting on the bliss twig of ignoramy, you were suddenly plunged into the brain-tanglia of rude math, and with what shocking results? Has the Earth been reduced to an odious space gland? Is this what we've done to ourselves? Good Christ, I hope not.
It's all about attacking the globe.
That's the whole point.
Well, there we go then. In a mathematical sense, a straight line can be curved.
And there it is from the side. You're not going to see curvature
the Earth is round.
from the side.
I'm using laws of math and physics to show Earth is flat.
It's not okay
Doubt the globe.
to think that the Earth is flat.
The St. Lawrence River has been the U.S. Geology Society has measured this river to be 8 meters higher at the mouth than at the source.
I don't really know what's going on right now.
Interesting that shape that you just showed us there, Jesse. Would you like to expound on that?
Three coplanar points. This shape right here?
Yeah.
It's not okay to say that the Earth is flat.
Bam! Water levels give you horizontal.
Well, it looks curved to me.
The surface is not curved, you twat.
Exactly. It's level.
Tangent to horizontal.
Curved.
It's not curved, you twat.
It's awesome. It's
an amazing
twat.
It is an amazing
piece of architecture, really. Yeah.
It is. The way I phrase it is three coplanar points to the curvature of the Earth.
It really is.
It's a man-made monument. It really is.
I totally agree with that.
It really is.
Not curved, you twat.
And we're looking in that direction, which looks that way. See how that looks? You're looking out. Three coplanar points. Okay. And so the curve drops away from the horizontal tangent downward like that. That's how it works.
Right.
Three coplanar points. I don't know why people can't understand that.
Not curved, you twat.
You know.
Seems pretty straightforward to me, Jess.
A submarine car. I had to go underwater. You're below.
That's all below the horizon. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I had to roll the windows up.
You want to flood the car, huh?
I had to put it in amphibious mode. Oh man.
This is what the geometry actually is. We're talking about the actual shape of the Earth.
I nailed that.
This is what it should look like. This is what it feels like. This is what it looks like. And
correct.
They all agree with each other. Just to clarify, this is your data that Walter has taken, and he has rendered it in a 3D space.
Yes.
And this is what we're getting.
Yes. And
very interesting.
Yeah. It is really. It's just awesome. These are he took the XYZ coordinates. He wrote his own program to convert them back to Latin long. He wrote his own program. He wrote his own program. I mean, he's done absolute geodetic software writing. I mean, it's like he's got all the calculations in here. He wrote his own program. It's awesome. So
this is like going out and touching it. It's like including a whole other sense. It's not just an observation of a photograph. It's not photographic. It's not optical. There's no refraction involved here. This is us going out and literally touching the surface of the bridge.
He was doing the Bislin thing.
So these are X, Y, and Z coordinates plotted in a 3D space.
Yes.
And this is what you get.
That's right. And bam, there's the radius of the Earth. And there it is.
Boom! Look at that.
Tangent to a horizontal.
Wow.
3 coplanar points.
Wow,
Now,
you can even kind of see some refraction going on.
I agree, levels horizontal.
I think so.
Look at that. Refraction in the observation versus the actual geometry of the bridge. Side by side.
3 level points.
Compare and contrast.
And you see if they create
Compare and contrast that with Walter Bislin's model.
I collected a lot of points. Let's put it that way. 30
triangle between them.
I thought he said every third
or a
point.
straight line.
Yeah.
Right.
You're below.
That's all below the horizon. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I had to roll the windows up.
You want to flood the car, huh?
I had to put it in amphibious mode. Oh man. Does anybody have some ideas on how to render it in some way or do some animations? That would be cool. That's a lot of wording, a lot of gobbledygook, but that's what's happening.
How DPS works. I mean, that's how it works. Yeah. Social media, show them how we have literally measured. Jesse has literally measured. I have literally photographed, and Walter has literally modeled the curvature of the Earth. They all agree, and that's how we know the Earth is a globe.
I think it's important to combat people who are claiming that they are using math, science, evidence, and physics behind their cause, when in fact they either aren't or they're using it badly. That needs to be called out. Otherwise, if you just have a belief system, I don't really care. We live in a country that protects free speech, which usually also means free thought. But if you start influencing other people who have power over other people, and you have no foundation in objective reality, it can be dangerous.
Now that is scientific fact. There's no real evidence for it, but it is scientific fact.
If you influence people or you yourself become someone who has influence over legislation, laws, rules by which we all abide in society, that's an unhealthy situation for civilization to be in. If your personal belief system, which does not have correspondence in objective reality, starts becoming predominant in the thoughts and hearts and minds of civilization.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
That's what I do. I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch. There it is. I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch.
Totally blowing my mind right now.
I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch. Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch. No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth. If you are 2 millimeters above this beach wall, he just don't.
Listen to me very carefully. Ranty banned you because of what happened.
We're immune to that, right?
Ranty banned you.
Listen to me very carefully
because of what happened.
That's hilarious, Brandon.
Is it?
Yeah. Listen to me very carefully. Do you know who else says that? Ruhith.
Yeah, I probably picked that up from the other people.
Yeah.
Okay, here, let me say it a different way.
Like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Now you put water into a cup, you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash, Be water, my friend, water. Like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash.